Well, after this brief introduction of myself and how I ended up being part of that marvelous organization, which is IAAP and its Division 15, I'm very lucky. I consider myself very lucky, and I'm very happy of being part of it. I would like to debate and to talk about the main issue and topic which bring us today, which is to talk about the role that we students have and will have in the development and building of tomorrow's psychology. Because one thing is sure, what will be done tomorrow, it's done under what's done today, and we have a very important role in it, and a lot to say. So that's why I would like to talk a little bit about IAAP in general, but then talk about our division and all the benefits and opportunities that are inside Division 15, and also to have very clear that the one of the main points of Division 15 is that all our members may and we would like them to have a very active and participative role, also because there are plenty, as I said, opportunities waiting for us there. So let's see more about it. So the International Association of Applied Psychology is actually the oldest international association of psychology in the whole world. We are precisely celebrating our centennial this year, as IAAP was founded quite long ago, in 1920. So 100 years of experience where our predecessors have worked really hard in spreading psychology knowledge around every corner of the world, learning from each other's experiences. Because this is precisely what makes IAAP so special and maybe unique. It is focused in knowledge change, in teaching and learning at the same time from everyone. And that's why IAAP is focused in applied psychology, because one of its core goals is to translate all the academic discoveries and breakthroughs in psychology into applied knowledge and practice. Thus, IAAP is currently composed by 18 different divisions dedicated to the fields of all the fields of expertise in psychology. And we, as students, well, we were granted a fundamental role inside it. So, if you want, come with me and let's know a little bit more about our division. Division 15 was established in 2002 during the IAAP General Assembly in Singapore, where our predecessors and colleges knew the importance that the students have in following the path of what had been done previously. They knew that progress is built with constants and continuity, and for that, well, let's say that new blood is always required. There were already students in the different IAAP divisions, but they thought, and I think that correctly decided, that it was a very better idea to give them a common place where they could share their common interests, where they could exchange their experiences and ideas, and where they could support each other, which we know as psychologists that it's a fundamental part. Thus, Division 15 goal mainly is to promote a network of international students of psychology who share their interest in applied psychology and in working for the benefit of their fellow citizens, translating what they learn into applied work into their communities. But as we know, we are always stronger together. Thus, it was fundamental to develop a space where students could share that knowledge not only in the academic field, but also in areas equally important as international and local mobility programs, scholarships, or research grants, promoting an international and cross-cultural exchange. Division 15 would thus be a place for meeting and contact, a place for sharing useful information which is not always so easily found even on the internet. So Division 15 wants to grant a place where all our members can be in direct contact, allowing them to learn from each other, from their experiences, and at the same time creating the possibility for both local and international collaborations. Let's say, for example, that I'm a master's degree student from Egypt, and I'm interested in knowing a little bit more about how can psychology help people to cope with the stress related to living in big cities, like commuting, traffic jams, all the long distances, and so on. And I've done a little bit of research, and I've discovered that there are two universities, one in Indonesia and another one in Colombia, where there have been performed such researches in that area. And well, maybe I would like to contact them for getting more information, or even to see the possibility of going there to do my PhD or some kind of internship. Well, that's where Division 15 would like to play a fundamental role, allowing all the other division members know about my interest. I could contact them, I could share that interest, and ask for help to all my fellows, especially to those from Colombia or Indonesia, who maybe could lend me a hand looking for more information about how can contact that university, or contact people from them from there, in order to have access to more information about their specific researches, or even about that ideal scholarships or mobility programs. So that would only be an example of that international collaboration that Division 15 wants to encourage and would like to promote, of that space for active participation that, well, we constantly will try and we will keep on improving. So, summarizing a little bit all that we have said so far, Division 15 4 main core goals would be to link students, researchers, and early career psychology professionals in order to serve and support the community of future applied psychologists, promoting that growing network in applied psychology, both at a local and international level, granting that local and international representation. Because it is very important to grant those two points, right? To grant that local point of reference, while at the same time having that international focus. Also, another very interesting thing about Division 15 is that we are located in the very heart of applied psychology. As you can see here, Division 15 is composed by members who have interest in all the different areas of applied psychology, something that, of course, enriches our debates and ideas. In addition, by being in that core, we have the opportunity of being in direct contact with all the fabulous professionals that are part of all the other divisions, professionals who are among the most important in their respective fields of expertise, worldwide speaking. You are a student and become a Division 15 member, you can also become member of another 3 IAAP divisions, which means that, depending of course on your interests, you can be an active part of those divisions. That would allow you to learn directly from our colleagues who have years of experience and practice in the fields of applied psychology, and who are always more than eager to come with young psychologists besides them. They are international experts who always look for active students like you, who may be interested in collaborating with the division activities and initiatives. As you can imagine, such an opportunity of directly collaboration with international experts in applied psychology is not always so easy to find, which, in our opinion, makes Division 15 the perfect place for starting your path in the world of applied psychology. So, we've talked about our division, and at that point I would like to introduce you to some of our members and who have a very active and fundamental role in our division. At this point, I would like to introduce you our fellows from division who are currently our ambassadors for each continent in the world, because as we were saying before in our core goals, we are very concerned about granting that local and international level of representation. We would like that each member of Division 15 knows perfectly who are his or her person of reference in the continent, because that person is the one who can get you through all the other division members, or who has more direct information about what's going on the field, on the different areas of applied psychology in the continent. So because of that, we are very happy to introduce them. As you will see, all our fellows who are currently our ambassadors, all of them share the research or academic profile with the practical or applied one. So starting with our colleague Jean-Paul Villeneuve, she is currently a bachelor psychology student in the Laval University in Quebec, and she's currently studying PTSD consequences in forest evacuees theory in Canada. Also, she has experience with allophone children, women with eating disorders, and also seniors with cognitive deficits. She has been volunteer as a student counselor in a community organization who offers free psychological support to those who are in most need. And she also works as research assistant in a psychology laboratory and as a teaching assistant for psychology classes there in her University of Laval. And her goal is to keep on pursuing her studies in psychology until reaching the PhD level, which we are sure that she will do it. We are very sure of it. Continuing with Europe, I would like to introduce you our colleague Carlos Bello, who is currently doing his PhD in the Universidad Autónoma de Madrid. His field of expertise is human sexual behavior in relation to psychosocial variables and the effects that they have in pediatric HIV-infected population. He's working for identifying the psychological risk factors for people who suffer from HIV, and he's trying to develop a model of intervention aimed to increase disease awareness and promote healthy behaviors for those who live with such a disease. He also studies therapeutic approaches which could help HIV patients to overcome the more than understandable psychological stress caused by the disease. And Carlos is also involved in a European network of research in the field. Currently, he holds a master's degree in health psychology and a bachelor's degree in psychology. And we are sure that if you happen to want to have any information about what's going on in Europe, in the research, both in the research field, but also in the applied field of psychology, well, you can contact Carlos and he will give you an answer for sure. In South America, our ambassador is our colleague Paula Cañete, who comes from the Universidad Nacional of Colombia in Bogotá. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology and is currently studying her master's degree in general health psychology. She has a great deal of sensitivity for vulnerable populations because, well, in her homeland, she was volunteering and working in programs for the attention of displaced children in marginal neighborhoods of Bogota. Also, she worked for the project Safe Environments for Children in Bogota, which was dedicated to the assistance and prevention of intrafamily and sexual violence, a project which was led at the moment by the expert Dr. Clemencia Ramirez. Currently, Paula is working for the Terrorist Association of Victims in Spain, and well, as the same as our colleagues in North America and Europe, she has a great knowledge about the applied psychology field in South America. She has contact with several universities there. So if you are thinking about going to South America for pursuing your studies, doing an internship, or maybe you would like to know more about what is done in South American universities, or you would like to contact somebody from there, for sure you should contact Paula. think it's a good moment for me to introduce you our past president and current IAAP membership coordinator, Luminita Patras. Because Luminita is the clear example of how you can be an active part of IAAP. As I said, she was our past president. She worked very hard in order to develop our division, and right now she is the responsible for the membership in IAAP. She has a lot of experience in the field of applied psychology. She is currently she got her PhD in the Universidad de Valencia, but she has worked in 4 European countries. Her research was focused on the effects of the emotional, labor and well-being beliefs on employee well-being. She is more focused on the work and organizational psychology area of expertise. She has also been very active in different international associations and projects, and she strongly believes that IAAP is an incredible opportunity for all students in psychology around the world, because looking forward, her vision for Division 15 is growth both internally amongst members, services and events, and externally because during her term she helped create new networks and new partnerships, and she helped reaching many students in all the world. And also, very important, Luminita has been an IAAP representative in several meetings in the UN. And at this point, I'm very happy to introduce you to our second vice president, Stèphanie Maurice, from Laval University in Quebec. She holds a bachelor's degree with honors in psychology, and she was our previous ambassador for North America before Jen, doing an excellent work. Even though I will leave you a brief video about her and her experience after my presentation, I would like to highlight that she is currently researching Alzheimer's disease biomarkers by birth cohorts in the University of Laval, working also as research assistant for Project Stories. She tries to understand how donor-conceived children make sense of their origins, and she works at the Parent Laboratory of the Laval University too. She has been volunteer at an organization who also offers psychological services to those who are in need and to immigrants. And she has worked with psychiatric patients as well. She wants to do her PhD as soon as possible. And well, now we are sure that she will keep on pursuing our common goal of developing Division 15 as in her role as vice president. And as well, now I'd like to introduce our vice president, Sara Liébana, who is currently doing her PhD program in the Universidad Complutense de Madrid. She has a lot of experience both in the research area and in the applied psychology field, because she has been member of a research project of the Universidad Complutense who works with terrorist victims. So she has been researching the consequences of terrorist attacks in victims in Spain, while also psychologically assessing and treating them. She is also part of the IAAP Special Task Force in terrorism since 2016, and she's currently researching dysfunctional beliefs that terrorist victims may have after living such an event. Also, part of her experience has been with Parkinson patients, where she has helped in develop an individual and family-based program which was focused to treating or to improving their well-being. It's time to introduce you to our dear division secretary, Amita Ruparel, who comes from the Birla Institute of Technology and Science here in Pilani, India. She's currently a PhD student in the field of positive organizational psychology, and she also has a lot of experience in the field of sports psychology. She decided to make a little change in the area, but for sure she is applying all the knowledge that she acquired in her previous position. She holds currently a master's degree in applied psychology, and she's, as we were saying, specialized in organizational behavior. As part of her PhD program, she's working now in identifying factors that serve as potential employee strengths at the workplace. She aims to develop behavioral interventions for employees at the workplace, and currently she's working at identifying employee characteristics that contribute to positive workplace, something that we know is very important nowadays. Mental toughness is strength that gives a sport player an edge over his competitors in the field of sports psychology, and what she aims to is to adapt that knowledge into the field of organizational psychology. She also works around the field of positive behavioral interventions for teenagers, and before becoming our division secretary last spring, Namita was doing an excellent job as our ambassador for Asia since 2018. And last, myself, I already gave a little introduction about me, so I don't want to worry you more about it. So let's continue. Because we were saying who we are, and the most important part of our divisions are, of course, our members, who are students from any moment of their career, either graduates, master degree students, PhD students, or even early career researcher or teachers. All of them, they come from every corner of the world, and that's what makes us so important, and that's what we are waiting for you. Now it's time to talk about a little bit the initiative and activities that Division 15 currently carries on. So the first initiative I would like to talk about is the call for ambassadors. In previous slides, I have introduced you to some of our current ambassadors and the excellent job they're performing. I'd like to stop for a moment here again to explain with more detail the role of our ambassadors and why they constitute a fundamental part of our division. Because IAAP is an international association, it has the great advantage of being in direct contact with professionals from every corner of the world. However, this very large-scale capacity could mean that the organization could lose somehow contact locally. That's for that very reason that Division 15 created the figure of ambassadors, with the idea of having a person of reference in each global region who could serve as a linking bridge between the international and the local level. Through them, Division 15 can be in more direct contact with its members in all countries, being thus able to achieve a real bidirectional relationship. Some of the main functions of the ambassador role are to suggest activities that may be of the interest of the students in the regions, such as congresses, research projects, exchange programs, internships, etc., to highlight the main challenges that psychology students may have in their area, and also the strengths that psychology have in the region. In addition, all ambassadors are in constant contact between them, and that allows Division 15 to have an always updated state of affairs of what's going on in each region. Another initiative I would like to talk about is the collaboration with other divisions, which started a few years ago. As we said, one of Division 15's strengths is that it is formed by psychology students who are interested in all the different psychology areas. Thus, from IAAP Executive Committee and Division 15 born the idea of enhancing contact between the students and the divisions, where they could be members in the near future. Thus, allowing them to know with more detail how do they work, having the chance of working side by side with international. Thereby, Division 15 has currently started its collaboration with Division 1, Work and Organizational Psychology, Division 5, Education, Institutional and School Psychology, Division 14, Applied Cognitive psychology, and Division 16 counseling. And as well, we are currently in collaboration with the IAAP Task Force on Terrorism and Peace Building. And we hope that this is only the beginning, because in the years to come, we expect to have established a direct collaboration line with all the other IAAP divisions, and in that task, of course, our members are completely vital. Another initiative that Division 15 has developed is a section in our website available for all our members with information for studying abroad. This information is always available, as we said in the website, and we try to keep it constantly updated with the help of our ambassadors, who are constantly looking for fresh information in this regard. As we know, it's not always so easy to go abroad, to go to another country in order to continue our careers. Sometimes the biggest challenges are not the academic ones, but all the bureaucratic requirements that we must fulfill prior to go to that other country. Having that in mind, we try to have in our website as much information as possible about all the legal requirements that each country has for foreign students, as well as detailed information about different opportunities that exist in those countries. We would like to help our members in fulfilling their dreams, and we think that having access to key information may be one of the best assistance and information that you can always find in our website. And somehow related with the previous initiative, Division 15 wants that its members may be able to assist to international and local congresses. We know that being able to assist and to even give a presentation in an international congress is one of the musts for future applied psychologists. These congresses give the opportunity of being updated with the last breakthroughs in the different areas of psychology, while at the same time allows meetings with international professionals and experts, promoting thus international networks of collaboration in the future. And because we know their importance, Division 15 offers grants for its members for helping them with the inscription in such congresses. In addition, each year Division 15 tries to sponsor congresses around the world, which allows our members to have an even reduced inscription rate and more advantages. This year, for example, Division 15 is sponsoring the 11th International Meeting of Psychology Students in Cuba, which was due to be face-to-face, presential, but due to the COVID situation, well, it had to be postponed, and finally it's going to be online, but anyway, it's going to be done. And another congress that Division 15 was sponsored was the 34th EFSA meeting, which is the European Federation of Psychology Students, which also was due to have taken place last April, but also had to be postponed till the next year, but we will be there anyway. And also, it is important to know that we are always open to our member suggestions. Thus, we are always happy to hear the propositions that they may have, and we'll always try to fulfill them for the benefit of all our members. One of the last initiatives that Division 15 has launched is the VidRESEARCH Project. All information is available on our website for the members, but let's explain it a little bit because we think it's quite interesting. We know very well that our members are involved in very interesting and promising projects, but sometimes it is difficult to share all what's done. With that mindset, Division 15 thought that we should take advantage of the new technological facilities. In the social media era, why wouldn't we use it for spreading the word about what are we researching and applying in our applied psychology projects? That's the model behind the VidRESEARCH Project. Division 15 wants to be the platform where our members, through dynamic videos, can share the projects in which they are involved, allowing thus an international exchange of ideas and who knows, maybe even new collaborations. As we said, if you want more information about these projects, our members have all the information available on our website, and as always, you can directly contact us through our social media profiles or through mail, and we will be more than happy to give you a hand. It's time now to talk about our future, right? Division 15 was certainly born with an eye always looking towards the future, looking forward, looking towards the present challenges and the ones which are yet to come, challenges that we'll face together as a team. And well, the first way to be always ready for the future is by knowing what our members think, feel, and propose. Thus, in our website, our members have always available an open survey where they can tell us their suggestions, ideas, things that miss in the division, or proposals. This document is actually of great importance because it is one of the main channels of direct communications that we have with you. So please don't hesitate in using it as many times as you feel like. Another initiative we are working on currently is the creation of a division newsletter. Following the successful example of other IAAP divisions, our idea is to create a newsletter where all our members could share their works, ideas, reflections about the current state of applied psychology and the vision for future, where they could also reach for other young psychologists who may be interested in the same field, allowing thus an international and cross-cultural development of ideas. So we will keep on working in that newsletter, and we really hope to have you participating there. And as we expressed in our core goals, we want to provide assistance for our members to be able to study abroad or to do internships in applied psychology projects around the world. Thus, in the following years, Division 15 will work in setting up a students' network and exchange program with useful information and reference for such an enterprise. Of course, another of our ideas and projects for the future is to keep on promoting the assistance of our members to local and international congresses. This is one of our core initiatives which we keep on working in its development, as we said previously. And another initiative that we would like to develop is inside our website, inside Division 15 website. We want to create a network of academic resources created by our members. The idea is it's somehow to have a database, right, where our members can share interesting articles, papers, books, all organized by areas of knowledge. And we would like that project to be a very participative project as all the others. So we still have to think how could that be implemented in our website, but it's an idea that definitely we will develop with your help. So far that would be all. That is the contact information in our social media profiles or by mail. For saying you goodbye and ending this presentation, I would like to quote two reflections. The first of them made by Skinner, which I think is very useful, having in mind all that we talked. He said that a failure is not always a mistake. It may be simply the best one can do under the current circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. And the second one, I hope that not as accurate as the first one, said by Camus, who said that some people talk in their dreams, lecturers talk while other people dream. So thank you everyone for your kind attention, and now I will leave you with two videos. The first of them is our second vice president talking about her career and also her development and experience inside Division 15, and the second one is a video recorded by our vice president talking specifically to our friends and colleges in Hispanoamerica, in Latin America, because we know that the Congress was due to be in Mexico, and we would like to, well, to say a few words specifically to them, but which also can be applied to all our dear members and students around the world. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Stèphanie Racine Morris. I currently hold one of the vice president positions of Division 15, Student Division of IAAP. I am from University Laval, which is based out of Quebec City, Canada. And I'm just delighted to be here today to share with you a little bit how I came to hold the position of VP, what it entails, and also how I discovered about IAAP and about applied psychology in general. Because for myself, discovering about applied psychology was somewhat of a fluke. It was an accident, but it was a very happy discovery. So let me tell you, one day as a student, I was looking into attending a scientific congress. I had not had the chance to do so up to that point. And just like all of us, I was curious. I wanted to know what it was about, how things worked, and just live that experience. So I'm looking to find a scientific congress. And that is when I fall upon the 29th International Congress of Applied Psychology that was held in Montreal in June 2018. So this was actually ICAP 2018. So I see this and I think to myself, okay, this is in Montreal. It's not too far from Quebec City. This could be good for me. And to be completely honest, at that point in time, I did not know what applied psychology was. It was completely foreign to me. I had no clue. I had not seen it in my classes yet. So when I saw the title, I just registered International Congress, psychology. My brain put those two things together and I was just like, this sounds great. This is fabulous. I'm going. And off I went. And I never actually realized that there was applied in the title. So, first day of the Congress. Upon my arrival, when you arrive there, you're given a package, and within the package, there's a schedule. It's a pocket guide. I actually still have one of mine, this one right here. So the first thing I do is I sit down and I'm trying to choose which presentation I wanted to attend. And they're divided by fields, and I see all these fields, clinical psychology, family psychology, neuroscience, which were familiar to me. But very quickly, I noticed these fields that were new, I did not know anything of, like political psychology, traffic and transportation psychology, psychology and law. And this was a surprise to me because I had never heard of psychology in these fields. So after my surprise, my second thought was, am I at the right place? So I double checked the title, and that's when I realized that there's actually applied psychology in the title. And I also realized that this is different. This is different from what I have learned up to this point. So then I do a quick research about what applied psychology is all about. And that's how I learned about applied psychology. Now, I went on to attend a 5-day Congress. I had the chance to attend many presentations from many fields, and it was very interesting. And I also got to discuss and just exchange with researchers and students from all over the world. So it was a very good experience for me. And I also liked the fact that it was similar to what I had learned up to that point, meaning that this was scientific research in psychology. It was rigorous. The results were presented in a scientific way, but it was also different in the sense that it was much broader and its application was different. And I found interesting to see how you could use models and theories and elements from fundamental psychology to then do applied research in psychology. with the aim of finding a solution to a problem or preventing the problem from occurring. And then the results from applied research would then feed, research, fundamental research. So I just found it really interesting to see how they went hand in hand and how they complemented themselves. So we could say that that is how I got the applied psychology bug. Now, after the Congress, I went on to do more research about applied psychology. The website of IAAP was actually a great resource. I found a lot of information on the journals and notably, IAAP and applied psychology around the world. And I also looked up other resources. And I would say that about 6 months later, I contacted Janelle Gauthier, who was president of IAAP at that time, just to see if it would be possible for me to get involved and contribute by any way, really. And Professor Gauthier referred me to our current Division 15 president, Pedro. And after exchanging with Pedro for a while, he offered me to join the team as ambassador of North America. Now, as ambassador of North America, my role was to be a contact person for all North American students who had any questions about applied psychology, research projects, or even, IAAP, who wanted to learn more. And I also got to be involved in various projects within the student division team. And I also put together a project because it was important to me to contribute by sharing the knowledge of IAAP and applied psychology. Because quickly, after the Congress, I quickly realized that I was not the only one who had little knowledge about applied psychology. Or, many students just did not know everything that applied psychology entailed. So in collaboration with University Laval and IAAP, we worked together to put together basically a presentation about applied psychology that would be destined for students of University Laval. Now, I reached out to a few professors of the university who were doing a few applied research projects. They accepted to present, to share their experience with applied research in psychology. So we put together this presentation, and it was due to be held in March 2020. But then COVID-19 occurred and we had to cancel the presentation, unfortunately. Now, shortly afterwards, I transferred to a vice president role. And my vice president role is more of a role of management and coordination within the division team. And so that is my experience. It was a great experience for me. And for the future, I just see that to continue sharing information about applied psychology, because I feel that as a student, you need to have the most information and just the most tools possible under your belt to make a clear decisions and good choices for your future. May it be about a research project, what type of research project you would like to do, moving on to graduate studies, which field you want to specialize in, or even just transitioning to the workforce. And I feel that IAAP, in its mission to share knowledge about applied psychology, just contributes to gaining more knowledge and more tools for students. So there you go. And overall, it's just a great community to be part of and to share and exchange and to grow as a person. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. If you want to reach out to me, my information is available on the IAAP website, Student Division. Thank you.